Hi, folks. I'm Ron Courser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. Welcome to our program today. If what I'm about to say or what I've said in the past is of interest to you, give us a call at our office, 616-301-2581, or go to our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there. We'll reach out to you, get you the information you need to make really good decisions. Again, I'm Ron Courser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. Today's program will be on our website in a few days, along with all the other programs we've done that have a great deal of information, a lot of good stuff for you to help make good decisions for your family. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's program. We're going to have an interesting conversation. We're going to talk just a little bit about the world around us and how to respond to that. Over the weekend, there was a major confrontation, if you will, in the Middle East. And I bring that up not to talk about the politics of it, but talk about the economics of it. And I know that over the weekend, late Saturday night, Sunday morning, the futures contracts on both the S&P and the Dow were down 1.5%. That means the Dow was down almost 500 points. That seemed to be, oh my goodness, what are we going to do when the market in the world wakes up on Monday morning? And I bring this up because we live in uncertain times. We all know that. I mean, we all sense that. It's kind of like I liken it to walking on a pond as a young kid, and I lived in a little coal mining town in Pennsylvania. And I tell this story. We played a really cool game. At least I thought it was cool. We would see on a frozen pond how far you could walk out in it without falling in. And everybody said, that's insane. And I said, well, we thought it was great fun. And if your friend was the one that fell in, that was just made your whole day. But think about walking out on a pond. You don't know how thick the ice is. You just know that if you walk out there far enough, the chances of you falling in are pretty good. That's really, I think, the way the stock market is in these days. There's a lot of volatility, and we're walking on thin ice. We just don't know how thin or where those really thin spots are. But we seem to have to keep walking because apparently that's what we've been taught all these years. So market volatility is always with us. And when something happens, for example, like in the Middle East, and that hasn't yet played out, so we don't know where that's going, you can have dramatic downturns in the market. So the question begins, well, what should you be doing with my money? Ask yourself, what should I be doing with my money? It's a question we've been answering for our clients almost 30 years in this business. What should we be doing with our money? Not only now, but what should we be doing our money thinking about 15, 20, 25 years down the road? And one of the ways to answer that question is to think about who is the most confident person you've ever met in retirement? In my lifetime, the most confident people I met in retirement were those that had what we now call an income plan. My goodness, what is that? I'll talk about my parents. My mom was a real Rosie the Riveter in World War II. She came from a little coal mining town in Vintondale, Pennsylvania, 20 miles north of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, home of the famous flood. And she was a saver because she had gone through the Depression and had actually been hungry. And when I would hear my aunts talk about it, at reunions, when they talked about the depth of depression, they always cried. It was that bad for them. So they were savers. And she spent 48 years at General Motors working at the Cadillac car factory. I was the first one that ever had the privilege of working in the car factory. I guess that's good. But when they retired, here's what they had for retirement. Number one, they had no debt. Number two, they had Social Security. Number three, they had a pension. It was a good pension. And number four, they had their health care paid for. I don't ever remember them worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow when there was volatility in the market or the world around us was seemingly to go crazy. And I look back at that and I think, now why was that? Because they had all the income they needed coming in every day, every month into their checkbook to pay all the bills and have money left over to spoil my mom's grandchildren and me and my brother sometimes. So they had all their bills paid for before the bills came due because they had Social Security, they had a great pension plan, and they were fortunate to have a good health care plan. They had an income plan. What is an income plan? And why is that kind of the key to success in volatile times when you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next? If you can set up your retirement life savings to produce the income that you need every month coming into your checkbook, to pay all your bills and to maintain your lifestyle, that's how you should be looking at answering the question, what should I do with my money in these volatile days? The first thing you need to understand is that those people who are the most confident in the future, and I'm not saying it's perfectly, nobody's perfectly good with what's going on, is the ones that know no matter whether the market would have gone down 500 points today or not, and it still may, they still have the money coming in they need to pay their bills to maintain their lifestyle. Does that make sense now? You need an income plan. An income plan is really different from an investment plan. An investment plan is nothing more than buying a bunch of mutual funds or stocks, large cap, small cap bonds, and hope that the market always keeps going up so you can peel off some of the top and pay your bills. That'll work out probably 7 out of 10 times. The problem is when it doesn't work, it usually takes a big bite out of your life savings. So the answer to the question, what should you be doing with your money? Work with advisors. We do it all the time to figure out how to create an income plan. Doesn't mean you put your money in a mattress. You have to have growth. You have to have income. But how do you create an income plan from all the sources of income that you can potentially have that will get you what you need every month to maintain your lifestyle, pay all your bills? So that's the first key in volatile times. And I talk about it a lot because it's really important. And think about this. One of the things that we always worry about in retiring, and I've thought about it, and our clients have great conversations about this. They don't want to run out of money in retirement. Now, I've never met anybody that's run out of money, that's gone, their investments have gone to zero. I've known some that have come close. And the reason it's come close is because somewhere along the line in their retirement plan, the market took a hard turn to the left and went south on them, and they had an enormous loss in their retirement life savings. Those are the folks I've met who have had a tough time managing their income in retirement because they took a big loss. An income allocation plan does a couple things. Number one, it helps you understand where your income's coming in from, and it helps you understand, depending on what kind of things you put your money in to generate income, what kind of downside risk you have. Because the second part of answering the question today, what am I supposed to do with my money, is to have an income plan, but also understand you need what I might call a risk allocation plan too. You need to understand the kind of risk you're bringing into your life. Now, we can't control what's going on in the stock market. We can't control what's going on in the world around us, but we have to understand what's going on so we can react to it. So what I'm saying is that if something I've already said has touched your heart, or you're concerned about it, is my money going to last? Is it in the right place? What should I do in times like this? Give me a call. I'm Ron Corser at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581, 616-301-2581. We can have a great conversation about how you're set up right now, and is it going to work tomorrow, next month, next year, and down the road. We'll also be able to answer the question of, do you really have an income? You know, having $1 million and saying, well, I think I can take out $50,000 a year, no sweat. That's not an income plan. That's an investment plan. And your income plan is a hope that you can always take out that amount of money without being harmed. So give me a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners. Again, I'm Ron Corser, 616-301-2581. So let's continue this discussion on having an income allocation plan coupled with a risk evaluation plan. So what we do is I say, let's say, and I'll use you, Peter, as an example. You have $10 million. You've done well in life and you're getting ready to retire. And you need $500,000 every year to maintain your very simple lifestyle. So I say, okay, let's figure this out. What kind of things can we put your life savings into? What kind of investments that will generate income, as much as possible, predictable income that won't change where the markets go up and down. And then once we figure that out, then we can do what's called an asset allocation, determine what kind of assets, what kind of securities you need, and in what allocation, so to speak, how much to put in each one of them that you need to do to generate the income. But the first part of an income allocation plan is really simple. How do I put as much of my life savings in a place that will give me what the income I need without worrying about whether the markets go up and down? And generally, it doesn't take all your money. It just takes, you say, let's take a portion of it and make this work and keep the rest of it invested. The second thing that's really important is understand the kind of risk you're taking into your life. Now, I can't control, and I've said this before, and unfortunately you can't either, what the stock market's going to do or what sometimes our crazy government's going to do. But you know what we can control? We can control the amount of risk that we allow into our life. I'll give you this example. Speed limit on expressways here in Michigan is about 70 miles an hour. On a nice sunny day like today, coming to work, I was taking expressway, speed limit 70. I could drive 95. Probably it'll be okay. If driving 95, speed limit 70, what's going to happen? Number one, I got to the office earlier. Number two, I might have met a state employee who didn't have his donut and he busted me for reckless driving. Or number three, the worst thing might happen is that I have a crash, I get wrecked, I don't kill myself, I just mess myself up. But the speed limit 70, I can take in more risk. We do that a lot of time in the stock market when the market seems to be going up. Oh, I got to get all that upside. So I'm going to change my investment plan that's built on my income plan so I can grab some of that upside. What's the other thing that can happen? Let's go back into the wintertime when there was 6 inches of snow on the beautiful downtown Grand Rapids roads, and there was another 4 coming. I was driving to work on that same expressway between 25 and 28 miles an hour. That's as fast as I could go. I tried to go faster. My car just kind of wanted to go off the side of the road. But the speed limit was still 70. So see, the amount of risk, we have control over the amount of risk we take in our life. And the amount of risk we take in our life, we have to understand it so that when we try to create an income plan that helps get us through the ups and downs, the bumps of life, and in the market, we need to understand the kind of risk we're taking and how much. Those two things our firm, Cornerstone Retirement Partners, has been doing for almost 30 years. Figure out how to create an income plan with a portion of your life savings that will give you the money you need to maintain your lifestyle and give you the most confidence going forward that you're going to be okay no matter what happens in the market. The other part we do is we create an investment plan to give the income we need with the least amount of risk. The simple concept is this. Let's take the least amount of risk to give you the maximum amount of income you need for your income plan. Now, if what I've said makes sense, or if you want to talk more about it, I'm Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. please give me a call, 616-301-2581, or go to our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. That's www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there. We'll reach out to you, get you the information you need to make some really good decisions for yourself and your family. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And always remember that we do have control over some things in our life. And if we hold on and use that control, we can make a better income plan for our family, and we can make a better investment plan going forward so that we don't have to be really, really worried or concerned about, oh my goodness, what's going to happen next. So we can help you with this if it's interesting to you. And again, I'm Ron Corser. Give us a call at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581. Thanks for listening. Have a most wonderful, blessed day.
Tune into Cornerstone Retirement Partners' full radio program, Your Course to Retirement, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock at News Radio WOOD, or visit cornerstone-rp.com for many valuable resources, including those mentioned on this show and other great episodes of Your Course to Retirement.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor.
Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group is solely an indication that the financial advisor has attended training provided by Ed Slott and Company, passed biannual examinations on material covered at conferences and in webinars, and met other membership requirements, and does not constitute an endorsement of any kind. Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group members pay a fee for the educational programs that allow them to be included in the Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group. Membership does not guarantee investment success. Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services.
Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.